Hi guys, welcome to part 2 for how to get web design clients. If you haven't seen part 1, click the link in the description to go back as I go through the fundamental difference between inbound marketing and outbound marketing, and also go through my inbound marketing favorite ways for getting started. Also, if you want to learn the best ways and my favorite ways for getting web design clients, stick till the end. I'll be sharing an exclusive link to a PDF of my favorite list of ways to get web design clients. So let's get started. Okay, so number 2, inbound marketing's been covered, so we're going to jump into outbound marketing. So outbound marketing, just to recap, is really that process of going out to prospects either online or in person. Now, there's countless different ways of doing this. Some really suck. The first ones that I did, I just hated. I really am not the personality type to do cold calling. I felt very uncomfortable and it sucked. I hated getting rejected on the phone, but it definitely made me a better person at understanding sales and getting comfortable with the way that really people don't respond if you don't have the right message to put in front of them. And so I would not recommend cold calling. There are other much more effective methods for doing outbound marketing. The first thing that I would really suggest is going onto job boards such as Upwork or Freelancer. Some people hate these. That's fair enough if it's not your cup of tea. For me, it works quite well, and it's worked well in the last few years as well. So I'm comfortable saying that it's definitely a great source for outbound marketing, where you can find decent sized jobs on there. And as well as that, there is so much shit on those boards. There's so many people that are posting either crap jobs or that are very low quality freelancers or agencies. So it doesn't take a lot for you to stand above the rest if you can clearly demonstrate that you are a high quality developer or agency or a designer, depending what sort of work that you're going for. So that would be my number one tip. The second thing that I strongly believe is a really effective way of going about outbound marketing. It kind of ties into the case study idea from the Facebook ads. But let's say you've built out a site already, and let's use the plumber example again. If you've demonstrated specific results for that plumbing agency, or the plumbing company rather, and all you need to do here in this case is create a case study demonstrating the problem that the company had, demonstrate the solution, and show like tangible results in terms of either the leads improvement overnight or over a period of time, the increased traffic and the increased sales that have really come from your work. And once you've got this case study together, the strategy itself is targeted email outreach. So it doesn't mean just cold emailing, cold spamming random people. It would be really about getting a list of plumbing companies in your area that you're able to service, whether it's your country or just plumbers in general throughout different areas that you're comfortable with, either speaking to them on the phone or catching up with them. And really just saying a quick email where you're just wanting to share that you believe you'll be able to help them out, and you wanted to send over a quick link to a case study to see if they'd be interested in achieving similar results to this business that you've worked with. And another way you can add a bit of urgency or some scarcity to the email is really to say, it depends how comfortable you are with doing this, however we've done this in the past and it works quite well, is really saying that we're going to be working with one business in the area, we're reaching out to a few businesses this day, today, with this case study, and just seeing it's a first come first serve basis because we want to be fair to everyone. And so that gets people thinking, oh, all right, if I'm actually interested in a new website and I can see there's good results, most likely I'm going to reach out if that's something that's on my radar. You're going to have a lot of people that aren't keen, but the idea is not that you're spending hours and hours sending over, like manually emailing. You can easily find or hire someone to create a quick list of all the plumbers in a certain area and then send out an email blast to all of those businesses. And so that's really the second point that I wanted to mention. Okay, so the third thing for outbound marketing that I do recommend is requests for proposals. RFPs, as they're otherwise known, is when a company is looking to get a certain job completed, they'll create an RFP which is an outline of the sort of work that they're looking for and what sort of help they need, basically. So it may be a library in New York that's looking to rebuild their website or their database for storing management system. There's a whole array of different sort of businesses that you could approach or solutions that they're looking for that you could potentially help with. And how do you find these? So the two best ways that I would recommend, one is LinkedIn. If you search even a very simple string, web design RFPs on LinkedIn, or even on Google, web design RFPs, and then there's a couple of different modifiers that you can add in there to specify the file type that you want Google to search for. So if you specified that you want it to be a PDF as well, that's really going to provide you with any result that's a web design RFP that is a PDF. So most likely you're not going to be sent through to like some random gatekeeper website that either wants you money to sign up to their service, and you may just go straight to the PDF, which is really cool. There are, as I mentioned, also other directory sites for RFPs, which if you do even just land one job from those sites, they've paid themselves off very easily. And the good thing as well about these RFPs, as opposed to the other two methods of outbound marketing I mentioned, as opposed to the email marketing or the job boards, from my experience, RFP project budgets are much, much bigger. They can be multiples bigger than what people are willing to pay on Upwork, or if you're cold outreaching to a specific industry via email. Just based on the fact that if someone is in the position to do an RFP, they're not just a small business, they've most likely got approval for funding for something, and in that case, if there's approval for funding, it's not going to be like a $1 or $2 grand budget that they're working with. Generally, it would be at the very, very minimum $5K, but it can be easily, 10, 20, 50, 100K jobs that are on RFP boards. So if you look out for these, they can be gems. And again, it's a bit of a learning experience to get accustomed to RFPs, but it's definitely worth investing some time into perfecting that. So that really wraps up the outbound marketing section. Now, where I want to finish things up really is by saying that what I recommend when you're first getting started would be to look at the outbound marketing methods. So outbound marketing methods, whether it's the job boards or the RFPs or the email outreach, I would say these are the best ways to get started, purely because of the fact that you can really hit the ground running and just grind it out, apply to a ton of jobs, and you'll start to hear back from them. You may not win the first jobs, but it's going to make you understand a lot more about the process of, it's about planting these seeds, following up with people, understanding how many emails it's going to take, or proposals it's going to take in general on average for you to get a consultation call. And really, of those consultation calls, how many of those are going to convert into sales? And once you can get into that groove of understanding really the sales cycle, you're going to have a much better understanding of what it's going to take to hit your revenue goals for a month, whether it's 5K a month, 10K a month, 50K a month. It's really a case of running the numbers, understanding what it takes in terms of project size and outreach or inbound marketing. So I would definitely suggest start with outbound marketing. However, while you're doing that, there are certain things that you can do, such as setting up the Google My Business listing, where you can really easily, just after this video, if you haven't done it, I really recommend you do it. Create a GMB profile, fill it out for your address, and then you will, over time, you can just slowly start adding to this and then adding reviews from clients. Okay guys, so that wraps up my comparison and the best ways really to get web design clients when you're first getting started. So I'll wrap it up there. If you've enjoyed or got anything out of the video, please hit the thumbs up, and it really is going to help my channel grow. I really appreciate it, and also hit subscribe if you want to find out the latest about really everything I'm sharing, which is, growing a web agency, jumping from freelancer to agency, how to get more clients, and then specific over-the-shoulder how-to videos of how I'm actually doing that. So let me know if you want to see more of that. Also, click the link below. There's going to be a list of my favorite ways as well that I couldn't mention in the video for getting web design clients. So, there's a couple of honorable mentions I wanted to share that I wasn't able to in the video just due to the length of the video. I can do further videos about this on another day, but you know, those videos, just let me know below if you got any questions about it, or if there's specific things you've got any issues with, then would love to hear from you below. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.